I'm here inside of the prestigious Oxford Academy, ranked number 19th in the nation in the city of Cypress with Principal Houston. Ms. Houston, thank you so much for doing this.
Of course, of course.
So the first thing I want to get out of the way is a few of the misconceptions about Oxford. And the first one being, just because I live in Cypress, my kid is automatically enrolled here. And on the flip side of that, I don't live in Cypress, therefore my kid cannot come here. Can you just clarify the admissions process?
Yeah, so that is a misconception. Oftentimes people think like if I live in this area, then I automatically get to enroll my student here. But we are a magnet public school in Anaheim Union High School District, but we reside here in the city of Cypress. We actually take from all over our school district. We take the top 25 students after an admissions test from each boundary area in our district. So stretching all the way to like Anaheim Stadium, the furthest West School would be Lexington, right down the street from Oxford on the same exact street. So we take 25 from each one, and then we just recently, to increase our enrollment and give kids that maybe don't live in our boundary areas, any of them, a chance to come. So we take 70 from outside of our school district as well. So even if you don't live in Anaheim Union High School District, you still can apply to come here at Oxford Academy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like you get a very diverse group of kids, which obviously benefits the school. Obviously, Oxford Academy has a very rigorous academic program. Can you kind of touch on that and then how it prepares kids for college and then like getting into college?
Absolutely. We are a unique school. Comprehensive sites have a little bit of a different kind of schedule that we do. We do an 8-period day compared to other high schools, which is 6 periods. Every student is required to take honors classes and advanced placement once that time comes, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade year. We don't actually offer any non-honors or non-AP classes.
Okay.
So a student really has to have a well-rounded, above average, exceed standards in all content areas, not just English or not just math. It has to be in every single subject area. That kind of makes us unique. We are 7 through 12, so we are not just a high school and not just a junior high, but we have 6 grade levels, all on one campus. I think that students really love coming here as well because it's kind of small. It's a smaller campus. Everyone kind of gets to know each other. You spend 6 years with each other. Everyone just kind of, it's the top kids. It's the top performing kids, very mature, very academically, behaviorally advanced for their age, and they really just kind of like sharpen each other, you know? And so it's a very encouraging, but sometimes even competitive environment. That if we're being real, college is very competitive these days.
I was gonna say that probably helps with that college aspect and getting into college, that competitive edge, and then all the honors and AP courses.
Our kids are definitely stacked with their academics over 4.0s, you know, which obviously sets them apart just in the pure paper screening of going to college, you know. And then because we have so many amazing things here, we have dual enrollment courses they can take, college professors that actually teach college classes on our campus during the school day. And then we also ensure that our students are well-rounded with the 5 Cs, and they do a career technical education pathway. Okay. And so other schools, they have that offering as well, but it's not mandatory. It's mandatory that our kids are taking all AP, all of those things, but they also got to do the CTE pathway, which is what I think brings those soft skills, like where they learn how to communicate and collaborate and create with each other.
Very important for college.
Yeah, we don't want them just to be book smart. We want them to be a well-rounded, perfect candidate for any 4-year university, you know, or college after this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of leads to my next question is, I know this is not like a one-size-fits-all question, but how would you describe the overall mindset of a student that attends Oxford Academy?
It's a very unique, it's very unique. And that's why I actually say Oxford isn't for everybody. You know, my own children did not go here, you know, and they did great, you know, where they were. You come to Oxford when your passion is learning. Like, and that's your passion. It's cool to be smart here, you know, and that's like kind of what we bring to the table is these kids are very like-minded with what they want to do here, what they want to do after. They're dedicated. They enjoy studying. Like they enjoy problem solving and puzzle solving, you know, and
thinking.
Exactly. And so you come here and it's like you're with people that are like you, you know, and they feel like a sense of belonging and community.
Yeah, the academics is very important here. Obviously that rigor is super important, and I know a lot of parents like that for their kids as well. So yeah, just a very disciplined, education first mindset.
Yeah, definitely.
Switching gears a little bit, just because it's a very monumental thing in our time right now is AI and the use of AI. Where does Oxford stand on the use of AI within the classroom and educational system?
Well, it's very interesting because I think, when this kind of started several years ago, we do our AUHSD AI Summit, the principal over at Kennedy actually was kind of, spearheaded that up years ago. So we've been, being trained and learn as much as we can about AI to make sure that we're using it ethically and appropriately in the classroom.
Okay.
And I think we were all really scared in the beginning. We have very savvy kids here. There's savvy kids everywhere, right? But I think our kids are especially savvy, and because they're so competitive and because grades and success means so much, sometimes, we were very apprehensive of how that was going to affect grade inflation, plagiarism, cheating, all of those things. We kind of got ahead of the game. We've got our teachers that are really open to the use of AI now, but using it ethically and teaching those kids how to use it responsibly, to cut time on things that aren't valuable, right? But not replacing free thought and
all
I
was gonna say
stuff.
that I feel like that is kind of the trend with AI right now, is like using it as that tool aspect, cutting out some of maybe the clerical work, and then they could focus on what their task at hand.
Absolutely.
I mean that's awesome. I feel like the new technology is obviously scary, so it's one of those things where I know there's a lot of pushback, and then people are coming toward it. So that's great to hear.
Yeah.
And then I know Oxford Academy main thing is academics. But can you tell us about your sports? Is there any sporting program here that excels in particular?
I mean, so we are primarily known for our academics, but we definitely have everything else all the other schools have. We definitely have sports. We have every sport except football and water polo and wrestling. So I would say that our top sports here, we just brought home the CIF championship 2 years ago for baseball.
There we go.
Our baseball team, it was awesome. And then our softball team made it to the very last game. So we almost, won the CIF championship for softball. But we always have people place for swim.
Okay.
And we've had several students go on to do it collegiately, as well as tennis as well.
Yeah.
So we've got lots going on. We have a golf team we just started up a couple years ago. So we're kind of, building that program to get stronger and stronger. But we've got soccer, volleyball, basketball, baseball, softball. We've got all of it. What's that?
I said, you name it.
Yeah, you name it, we got it. We definitely got it. So
I think that's really cool, seeing the academic side and then also the sports side as well.
Well, and to see the students balance.
Yeah.
And everything they want to do, they want to be the best at it, because that's just their mindset. So to see them in the classroom, doing the amazing things there, and then seeing them, working in an engineering, competition, and then you see them out on the baseball field, and you're like, how do these kids do it all?
It's that competitive aspect translating to the sports, academics, and everything else.
They definitely want to be the best versions of themselves, in all of the aspects that they do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then besides sports, besides AP honors courses, is there any programs, extracurricular clubs that are either unique to Oxford or that you just students find impactful here?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been told that we have more clubs than any other campus.
Really?
In all of our district. And I think it's just that vision of our students. They're just go-getters and they're innovators. So they create these little niches of areas of interest, know? And they go on to do amazing things with them. All of our CTE pathways, we have engineering, biomed, computer science, and business entrepreneurship. Wow. Each one of those pathways has what we call a career-based organization, like FBLA goes with business, right? HOSA goes with biomed. Engineering is skills first, and then TSA for comp sci. Those are professional organizations where our teachers go outside of our district and outside of our school, and they go compete against other schools. So these kids are so busy. They travel nationally every year to all the different competitions to compete in business or comp sci or robotics. Our HOSA program, we've got 2 former Oxford students that are leading the international chapter, and they're the presidents right now.
Wow.
So one's at Berkeley and one is, I can't remember where she's at, UC San Diego or something.
Something like that.
Something like that.
They instilled that here, and they just carried that.
They still are taking it to the collegiate level, and they're
That's
still
awesome.
part of these programs. And of course, all of these, they come with opportunities of internships and jobs.
Real world opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just had a student present. He was already published. He's a junior in high school for HOSA, which is future healthcare professionals. And he was just published with, huge huge medical professionals, in journals. And he did research for them as an internship through this. And they kept him on, and so now he's a published, researcher.
That's so awesome seeing from here all the way growing to there. Yeah, that's cool. I feel like the clubs and extracurriculars, especially when they can translate into the real world, super beneficial. And you take that competitive aspect and just kind of little niches here and there, which is awesome.
Definitely.
Ms. Houston, my last question is, whether someone is moving to Cypress or not, since you don't need to live in Cypress to come here, what would you just want a family that wants to send their kid here? What would you want them to know about Oxford Academy?
I think what I try to be very honest. I'm a mom myself. I'm the principal, and I love my school, but I just want to have an honest conversation that Oxford is not like a guaranteed. It's going to get you whatever you want in life. It's not.
It's not a golden ticket.
It isn't. It isn't a golden ticket. It's not going to be the Band-Aid that solves all of the problems or automatically gets you into college. And I think a lot of our perception is if you go here, you're just gonna. It's just
golden path.
A golden path.
Yeah.
It's very hard, and it's not for every kid. And just because if you test, if you elect to test and do our admissions, which is this Saturday actually.
Oh wow.
We have over 700 kids that are going to take our 5-hour test on Saturday. And if you don't get in, it doesn't mean you're not smart. It doesn't mean you're not gifted. It doesn't mean you're not going to be very successful. And maybe you do get in, and then you decide, you know what, this isn't for me. Or you're having difficulty academically. It also doesn't mean you're not blessed and gifted and intelligent. And I think a lot, of people think that. They put
it has
a lot
that
of
persona,
it
right?
Does.
Because it's ranked number 19 nationally, and it's like.
And we're obviously, we're number 1 in Orange County, 2 in the state of California, 19 nationally, but we also test to get in. So we should hold such honors, right?
Exactly.
As that. And so I just always feel like I have to give people, students and parents, permission that it's okay if you don't want to be here. It's a very unique school with unique
attributes and a specific challenge ahead.
Absolutely.
Especially because it's all honors and AP courses, which is.
In fact, the funny thing is most kids, after they leave here and they go to Berkeley or they go to UCLA or UCI or wherever, Cal State Fullerton, Long Beach, they come back and say, college is so easy compared to Oxford. And the truth of the matter is, by junior year, you're taking 8 classes and they're all AP. And advanced placement classes are college classes.
Yeah.
When you go to college, you don't take 8 classes at one time,
No.
So it's definitely a unique vision that we have here. But we also want kids to have fun. We want them to excel in the arts, the activities, choir, orchestra. But at the same time, be able to balance such a rigorous course load can be very difficult. So it is for a very unique kid that, can catch on real quick and already kind of comes with a lot of those, those aptitudes,
Yeah, and just wants that challenge ahead.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
Ms. Houston, you're awesome. I think your
Thank
personality
you.
and your vision, I think it just pairs so well with Oxford Academy. And I know a lot of families that are going to be watching this. I think it's going to be extremely beneficial to hear from the leadership here, and I just want to say thank you again.
No, you're welcome, man. Anytime. I have a very open door policy. I'm very approachable. Come on down. I'd love to answer any questions.